All right, so give me a second. Let me shut the door. All right, so we are live, and we're a little bit off schedule. That's okay. So probably if you're just tuning in, you've probably already seen my YouTube video earlier. But basically, yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on over the weekend in Louisville. If you don't know, I'm in Richmond, Kentucky. So I was there all day, and we were doing military operations and stuff. So unfortunately, it was short notice, and I didn't get time to know that I would be missing the live stream yesterday, and kind of sucked. I was kind of disheartened because I really like these live streams. So I wanted to reschedule it, and I thought, okay, well, I've got a few hours. Come in. I've got a few hours today that I can get in and do some live streaming. Thank you so much, honey.
You're welcome.
And it looks like my beautiful fiance once again brought me some delicious food.
Vegetarian quesadilla night. It's not vegan. It's got protein and animal products.
Thank you, baby.
You're welcome. I don't want to hear you complaining.
But anyways, that's my beautiful fiance. So so we're doing a little bit of PSK31 tonight. There's a big mess here behind me, if you can see. So right now I'm working on using this old power supply. I ripped it out of a computer from like 20 years ago to make a bench power supply for electronic stuff because I'm cheap. Didn't want to buy one, so I found an old junk computer, ripped it out, and so I'm wiring some switches and stuff like that to get that thing up and running so I can start doing a bit more electronics projects. But it's a bit of a mess in here. There's a lot of stuff. I was just working on it right before the stream started, so there's all kinds of stuff laying in the floor. I hope I don't stab myself with it. But yeah, we'll do a little bit of PSK31 tonight. I did say, I think in the video earlier, I was gonna try to there, can't live with them, can't live without them. No, I really appreciate her. She's awesome. But yeah, pretty much. Let's see, what was my train of thought here? Yeah, I said earlier I was gonna do an hour tonight. I've got a lot on my plate right now. I've got multiple. I'm trying to get into civilian work when I can. I've got multiple military orders and operations right now at the same time. I've got different people calling me in for different stuff when I'm already doing stuff. So right now my plate's kind of full. So I want to stream as long as I can tonight, but there are some stuff I need to take care of as well. But I'm just glad that I could stream tonight and be here with everybody and talk with my subscribers a little bit and see how everybody's doing. The coffee, oh man. So I went up to go get coffee 2 days ago, and the coffee machine just wouldn't power on. And I couldn't figure out what was going on with it. And then I realized too that the little holder that holds the filter is gone. I don't know what the heck I did. I don't know. I must have had a late night or something, or a really bad morning, and got up and messed something up and threw away the little coffee filter holder. I don't know what the heck I was thinking, but it's gone. So yeah, I'm kind of without coffee. I've got a gallon of cold brew in there that I might pour a cup here soon. But that's on the agenda. I need to buy a new coffee pot. So I might do that tomorrow. Because if you know me, you watch this stream, you know I love my coffee. Like, it's just one cup after the other. This is going to be really fun to eat on stream. Oh my gosh. But yeah, coffee maker's done for now. It was a cheap coffee maker anyways. It's not too disheartening. I just hate buying new stuff, I guess. But I'll go to Walmart or something tomorrow and pick up a $20 coffee pot. Oh, I'm glad to hear you're doing good, and thank you for your support. It's I don't usually like to come out and do videos like I did earlier, and I was a little bit iffy if I should upload it or not. I'm pretty modest. I don't like the attention, so I usually stay out of uniform when I could. But last night I got in and I was just so dang tired, and all I wanted to do was get my video done for earlier today and get some sleep. I didn't even want to change into different clothes and then change into PJs and all that. I was just like, okay, I'm going to talk about some stuff on the video here and get it uploaded tomorrow and get everybody updated on when the live stream was going to happen. And so that's what I did. But yeah, there's a lot of crazy stuff going on in the world right now. Coffee is serious stuff. Actually, I think I have a mild caffeine headache right now. But here in about, once the stream gets good and started, I'll run and grab a cup of that cold brew that I have in there in the fridge. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on in the world right now, and me being in the military, it's taken up some time. But one thing I'm actually a little nervous about is, you know, if you turned on the news today, you know that in Louisville here, it's about an hour away from where I live. It's where I went over the weekend. The National Guard and the police were in a confrontation with with protesters, and I guess one of the protesters started firing on the police officers and the National Guard, so they fired back and killed the guy. So I think there's going to be a lot of consequences to that. You know, it's a really bad situation, and I hope that the mayor here in Kentucky, his name is Andy Brashear. I try not to take political sides. I'm pretty in the middle most things. You know, he took a big approach to it and fired the chief of police there in Louisville. So I hope that will help kind of settle some of the unrest that's going on. But yeah, it's a messy situation everywhere, and it sucks. Especially, I was really disappointed because I was sitting there next to my Humvee yesterday. We had to stop at a gas station, and at that time it was 4 o'clock. It was right when the ISS was going over, and I had a little Baofeng with me. I was like, man, this is going to be the perfect pass. It was right over the horizon. So I got my little Baofeng out at the gas station and started listening to the ISS packets, and they were clear as day. I was like, shoot, that would have been perfect. But yeah, we're going to try to do a little PSK31 tonight. Looks like there's some activity. And turn up my radio some here. And we'll just call CQ. I haven't been looking at the screen, so I am going to wait just a second here and make sure nobody's on this frequency. This is spicy. I don't know what she put in it, but it is a little spicy. Always have to retrain. Oh, there we go. There's a signal. All right. We'll move over here. And I'll go ahead and call CQ. And it looks like my power settings are looking good. No ALC. Thank you for your support, Randy. You know, I'm a younger guy. I don't have a whole lot, but there was just some thoughts that was going on in my mind. I try to stay impartial on just about everything. I try to see both sides of the equation, but I don't know. I just feel like voicing my opinion some. I thought it was a little unnatural to do that on my ham radio channel, but I needed a video, and it kind of lined up with what was going on in my life, so kind of worked out. Friday, let's check the ISS passes right now. Let's see if we can get this video done. Let's see if we can get this ISS pass done. I've been really wanting to make this video. I'm 6'3" in Central Illinois and just started trying to learn this stuff. It's you know, there's a lot to take in with this type of stuff. Digital ham radio, there's all kinds of different little topics you can get into and focus into, and they just, you know, I've said before, it's one of those things like you start digging, and it's the more you dig, the deeper. What am I trying to say? You just keep digging. Like, there's no end in sight. Like, you can just really get into the sciences behind a lot of it in different projects, and there's no end to how much you can do with digital modes in ham radio. Especially if you start learning computer programming and stuff like that, you can do all kinds of cool stuff. But you don't need to know computer programming. I mean, you can do it without it. But could you record and replay the ISS pass data, or TX also? So my goal is to make a. Oh, I'm getting a return here. The goal is to take the FT3D that has APRS functionality, use an arrow antenna, and not only digipede a packet off the ISS so we can see it. There's a website that shows what packets have been digipeded off, but also make a contact through it. So other people beacon their stations up to the ISS, you receive their beacon, and just like you would make a normal QSO, you can use APRS to send a custom text message to that individual with your grid location and different contact information, and you exchange it and make a QSO, and you can make a QSO through the ISS that way. You can also use voice. There's also a voice repeater on the ISS that you can use to make contacts as well. Name here is Bob, age 83. On the air since 1994. Well, yeah, if he's 83 and he's working PSK31, you can pick this up just fine. I have faith in you. The signal is kind of sorry, I cannot talk and type these messages at the same time. And we'll put this in there. So yeah, there's all kinds of things that you can do with the ISS to make contacts, and you can even make contacts with astronauts. A lot of people don't know that, but using a ham radio, you can talk to astronauts on the ISS. So they have specific frequencies for the country that they're over. That really the only way you can make random contacts is if you look at the ISS passes and you send, you try to call them or CQ them. And every once in a while, an astronaut will come back and talk to people. And there's YouTube videos on it and stuff like that. It's kind of random what times. They don't really schedule them. They do have scheduled events, such as schools and stuff like that, where they want to talk to school children. But just out in the air to random ham radio operators. Sometimes if you call the ISS what's coming over, there'll be an astronaut there listening on the radio, and they'll probably speak to you. So that's really cool. That's one of my goals with ham radios is to actually make contact with one of the astronauts on the ISS. I think that would be a really awesome opportunity. If I could get it on camera and show people on video and show like younger people, that would be even cooler. But I would definitely want to record it so I could have it for memory and proof. But yeah, I would record. But back to your original question about recording and replaying ISS data. What I was mentioning was the digipeaters, and they have APRS packets on them. So you can record that APRS data, and you can take it back and pretty much replay it through a APRS decoder later on and decode it however many times you want. But yeah, you can do that. But APRS is a little touchy when it comes to not having an audio interface. Usually you have to have an audio interface between devices, and in this case, I only have my Baofeng and a cell phone. Would have worked with SSTV, but with APRS, that wouldn't have worked out too well. I think I might have lost Bob here, or he may just be working on his message. We'll see if he doesn't come back here. I didn't even say the right. I'm doing 3 things at once. I'm trying to live stream eat and do PSK31. I'm not that talented. But let's see if Bob comes back here. Oh, it looks like we got something coming in now. Is that a new call sign? I think that's a new call sign. That might be one of you all. All right, last bite, and I'll quit eating in front of everybody.
There's some more beans.
Thank you. Can you do me a big favor?
Mm-hmm.
Can you pour me a cup of cold brew with some ice in it? Thank you so much. She's wonderful. She's a wonderful person. Okay, cool. I'm not going to try to butcher his name. The signal's kind of coming in and out. I guess I don't do a whole lot of PSK31 unless I'm on stream, so maybe that's just the way it kind of it goes. Kentucky. RIZAL. Thank you, honey.
You're welcome.
All right, so yeah, it's taking too much brain power for me to do all these things, so I need to focus on one thing at a time. Yeah, I kind of expected the viewers to be a little lower tonight. It's not the weekend. I know a lot of people are at work. A lot of people probably didn't see my video today or my YouTube status, but yeah, his is a little bit jumbled. There's a lot. It's kind of a mess. I think it's Grid Echo Lima 98 though. Let's see. Grid map and radio. I don't know the proper. Yeah, this is the site I usually use. So what was it? Echo Lima 98. Let's see where he's at here. Of course, Florida is always from Florida. There's a lot of hams down there. Oh, okay. You're watching the stream. Welcome to the stream. Let me make sure I get you in the logbook here too. I'm going to send you my little macro too. It feels a little impersonal. But yeah, thanks for tuning into the stream. I don't know. I never can match up the call sign with this the people watching the stream. But, all right, let's see. I never can match up the call sign, so you always have to remind me. But yeah, thanks for the contact. And I'm going to see if I've got you in here. Sometimes my logging program will log automatically, sometimes it does not. In this case, it did not. So let's see. So I'm going to make sure I get you in here. And so, anybody that sends, oh, there you go. There you are. Anybody that sends QSL cards to me, I will reply. If you send me a card, I'll send you one back. If you want one, not everybody's into that, but I like doing it for the YouTube streams. Let's see. So what we have, Echo Lima 98. Mode was PSK31. And our TX frequency 15.070. And power, roughly about 70 watts. Hey Kyle, welcome to the stream. Let's see. We're doing a little PSK31 tonight. Everybody's free to join me. Right now I'm kind of sitting idle on this frequency. I'll give people time to get in, and if they want to call me, go for it. If not, I'll call CQ. I'm logging a contact right here right now. Oh. Here we go. Got you in there. Okay, I see a signal coming in. It's just, you're almost there. So if that's one you all, if you have some Thank you so much, Macbeth. Thank you so much for the new coffee machine there. That I really appreciate that. I love my coffee, and I don't care much for sugared coffee, and it's hard to find cold brew that's not real sweet. This stuff's not too sweet, but I really miss to see having a nice hot cup of coffee with a stream. I feel like they go really well together, so I appreciate that. I'll go out tomorrow and buy a new one. Um, Whoever was trying to call me there, I got the end of your call. You're fading in and out. If that's for me, just turn up your wattage a little bit if you can, because you're almost there. I'm gonna give you a minute here, and then I'm gonna call CQ. Also, I'll work 40 meters as well. So I think there might actually be an QSO going on here that I'm just not seeing. I'll work 40 meters as well. So if you all want me to jump down, if somebody doesn't have access to 20 meters, just let me know, and we can jump down and move around all we need. I'm gonna go ahead and call CQ again though. I never know. I wonder what happened to Bob. Bob just kind of left us. Makes me a little worried. I'll call CQ here. I moved down. I shifted down frequencies just a little bit. Hey, Harry from Philadelphia. Thanks for tuning into the stream. I'm really glad you enjoy the videos. I really enjoy making them. It's becoming, it's a nice little part of my routine, and I like having something, even for me, just to document and go back. And if I have friends that are trying to get into ham radio and stuff like that, I always point them back to my old videos. Is that Bob again? So somebody is a little smarter than me. Does anybody know what the /3 deal is? Is that just something that's not coming through right, or am I being completely ignorant here? Because I just hadn't seen that before. I think that's Bob. KF3AA3. I think Bob's a robot. Alright, he's just sending me macros, so I'm going to send him. I think he's just trying to get his contacts in here, so I'll send him a macro. I'm cool with that. What software do you use to capture a computer screen and layer your video feed? OBS. There's two versions of OBS. So there's one that is the basic OBS, and it's mostly just used for recording. And then there's OBS Streamlabs, and it's basically OBS with all the streaming stuff, all the special effects and the streaming stuff. But with OBS, you can actually go in and layer everything. And I was going to show you here. I just want to make sure that there's nothing on the screen that is going to get me hacked or something crazy. You got to be careful about that stuff on the stream. Let me finish this contact and I'll show you what it looks like. It's going to be a little trippy because it's going to be recording itself, but we'll see. It'll be a fun time. Okay. I'm sorry about the typing. I'm gonna mute my Oh, there we go. Alright, so. Well, yeah, I used it for school when I was going to school. I'm trying to get back into it, but where I've started doing all this, I'll show everybody again since there's more people. I've got a mess behind me here. This electronic stuff back here, I'm doing quite a bit with it. I'm converting this old power supply into a bench power supply, and it requires recalculator for a lot of the math and stuff. So I've just had it on my desk there to use and all that good stuff. All right, so it looks like we're wrapping up this QSO. So Streamlabs, I'm going to show you. I'm going to stream over it one more time. And so here we go. This is, oh goodness, this is fun. So yeah, this is what we got going on here. Try to ignore, how do we, there's no way to ignore that. All right, so yeah, basically you can, I see the window here, this is what I see. And then I have my chat here, and I have microphone levels. And over here, you can layer all of your stuff, and you can add new sources. Like I have one for my frequency, and my text, my alert box, my events list, my chat box, and the donation ticker, and the webcam, and my display. I have all that there layered, and I can switch between my stream preparation here and my all that fun stuff. Oh, so yeah, it's a really powerful software. I use it when I record my videos, and I use it for streaming. So, yeah, thanks. I'm glad you liked the video earlier today. It was a little different, a little bit of a break from what I typically do. But yeah, it was fun just to talk a little bit, just to voice my opinion, you know. But I'll try to stick back to the ham radio stuff, and if I can, if stuff comes up, I'll talk about it. I like to do little vlogs every once in a while on my channel and just update viewers on what's going on. And usually it's a little more related to the YouTube channel, but I felt like it was justified because that's where my time's going. It's just I haven't had a whole lot of time recently because of all these military orders. But yeah, no problem. It's a cool software. There's a lot to it, but I would recommend checking it out. It's really good for recording video and in streaming. Now let's see if we can get another bite here. I'm having a lot more luck with PSK31 than I had the other night. Let's see. She brought me some beans. I'm gonna try these out. Yeah, it's been I've been really pressed on time, so trying to get a lot done in a little time. That's why I've decided. I know I said at the beginning of the stream, but I was probably going to try to limit the stream to an hour tonight. There's a lot of stuff I got to work on and get fixed up here. But Should be back on regular schedule this coming Sunday because, as far as I know, I don't have military duty. But with current events and everything going on, there's no telling, from day to day what's going to be happening. Hey, Bobby, you welcome back too. Thanks for joining the live stream tonight. Everything's a little bit off schedule, but I still wanted to do the live stream this week, so I'm glad I can do it tonight. And we're going to be back on schedule after this. If you're new to the stream, there might be some new guys in here because we don't typically do this on Monday night, so maybe I'm bringing in a different bunch too. I see some old faces in there as well. But I do live streams typically every Sunday at 7 o'clock, 1900 Eastern Time. And we pretty much just choose a protocol for ham radio communication. And I've been trying to think of some other ideas that we can do too. And I want to experiment with those in the future. But right now, we're doing basically voice, SSTV, PSK31, or FT8. And I'm liking the PSK31 streams, I think, the most because there's guaranteed activity. I don't have to turn the radio way up to hear everything and blast everybody's ears with static. And it's this pretty nice. It's easy. I do have to direct my attention toward the chatting sometimes and typing everything out. So it makes it a little bit harder to communicate with everybody and have conversation, but so far I feel like it's working the best. I'd like to do another voice stream though, and I think I'll do another voice stream this Sunday. I have tried Morse code. So, and hey, Bruce Collins, thanks for the follow. It looks like I'm making a contact here. Sorry, I've got to divert my attention again. Good, FM 29. I'm so bad at this. I'm so bad about talking about nothing. Anyway, sorry, back to Morse code. So, yeah, in ham radio, typically I hear it referred to as CW, or carrier wave, I guess is probably what it stands for. I've tried to learn it, but honestly, I just didn't stick with it. It's one of those things, it's not very difficult, but to actually become good enough to read and write in real time and not have to sit down and like write it all out, it does take some practice. And there are ham radio operators out there who've been doing it for years and years and years, and they're very, very proficient at it. And if you go down to, I think it's 1430 or 730 or something like that, there's typically Morse going on and in CW conversations, and you can hear people talking back and forth in Morse code, and some of them get really, really good at it. I've tried it. I just need to stick with it. It's just something I need to do to learn it. But Sorry, I was just reading his message coming through. I wonder if there's a way I can zoom in on this so everybody can see a little better. I don't even know if y'all can read that looking at the stream. He's kind of breaking in and out. There's a Q code for that. I think it's QST. I'm sure maybe somebody will let me know whenever the signal's fading. I don't even know. I'm just kind of dragging it on. I guess this is chewing the rag. Alright, sorry, back to chat. Why transmitting voice seems more difficult in terms of distance and audio quality? So I think there's two different things that go into that. I think the first is with voice, there's wider bandwidth. So your radio has to take more power to transmit all of that bandwidth, or your antenna has to be more efficient. I'm honestly just talking out my butt right now. Somebody might come in the chat and explain a little bit better. But basically, the way that Morse code or CW works is so much more efficient at delivering information than the wider bandwidth of voice mode. Not to mention the fact that it's literally just ons and off signals. So if I'm saying words, it's more analog. So there's more types of things that can go wrong or get misunderstood in a static. But if it's just a deep in what D dot, all that stuff, it's more understandable in bad signal conditions because all you have to hear is just the difference in signal. All you got to hear is the noise. Yeah, I'm sure there's I'll see if I can adjust the font size here. I'm missing. From your. I'm gonna have to. Let's see. I need to. Nope, that's wrong. It's a race against the transmission. I think this is right. I think this is the right way to say that. So there's also error correction built into many of the digital modes. Okay, so more data to send, so more possibilities to be interfered. Yeah, I guess that's probably the best way to look at it. It's taken up. Yeah, it's the bandwidth's higher. There's more data to send, so there's more error involved, and there's more. Oh, I need to switch back into receive. And just the fact, I think a lot of it is, with CW, you're just listening for changes in the signal. Just a little bit of static and how long the static goes. With the voice, it's much harder to understand. So if you're looking at, like, through your radio and you're spinning a dial, a lot of those voice signals are just on the brink of being able to understand them, and you have to try so hard to try to figure out what people are saying. And if they have accents, or they're not talking loud enough, all that comes into play, and if you can make a decent QSO with them. And with Morse code, you don't have to worry about accents or you know, it is much simpler. I wish I knew it. More so just because I think it's a cool skill to have. It would be nice to practice on the radio, but I feel like just knowing it down the road, especially me being like a communications guy in the military, you never know when something like that might come in handy, because you can make a Morse code machine with a battery and a wire. You know, it's just something you might, or even like communicating with other people. There was a video of a guy who, I think it was during the Vietnam War. It was one of the wars. And basically, he was held captive by enemies. And they made him shoot a video, and he was forced to tell people that he was doing fine. It was to the U.S. government that he was doing fine. But he blinked a message in Morse code, and he said torture or something like that. And he was able to relay that message to the government that, you know, he was being tortured and it wasn't fine. And his captives never knew anything about it, but he did it all in his eyes. It's an interesting story if you ever want to look it up. Let me make sure I get this guy here in the logbook. I'll be honest, I've been kind of slacking with my logbook. I haven't uploaded one in quite a while. Okay, it's already been uploaded. That's something I'm going to do either tonight or tomorrow once I get the coffee pot. I'm going to go... oh, never mind. I was about to go fill up my... okay, it's not meant for me. I'm going to go fill up my coffee cup with cold brew. Hey, honey, is there any cold brew left? Never mind. That was the last of it. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? Macbeth bought us a coffee pot.
Thank you, Macbeth.
She said thank you, Macbeth. All right. I might be going out to buy a coffee pot tonight. I've got a lot of work to do tonight, and it would be nice to have a cup of coffee to keep myself up. I'm going to call CQ again, see if we have more bites, because there are some nice activity going on here tonight. Yeah, it looks like I ended the QSO with him just in time, because about the only thing I understood was stay safe and healthy. Something about bands. That's about it. So I think if we're coming into that time of day where the sun's starting to set and 40 meters might be starting to be the go-to. So if anybody's in here and they would like to work some 40 meters, let me know. I'm going to be streaming for about another 10 minutes. Said before, unfortunately, I got to keep it a little bit shorter tonight. But Sunday we'll be back on the regular. We usually stream for a good hour and a half. Is usually my goal, but it is what it is. I'm just glad that I was able to. Hey, honey.
Yeah.
Macbeth bought us some coffee beans. Yeah. Thank you, Macbeth. Do what? She said thank you. Yeah, she was a little disappointed too because she doesn't normally drink coffee. She's not a big caffeine person. And she just wanted a nice cup of coffee and couldn't do it. But yeah, I appreciate that. That's definitely going to go to the coffee pot. I'm excited. I love coffee. So I look like a kid in a candy store. Oh, we got a message there. I'm like a kid in a candy store when it comes to buying a new coffee pot. Oh no, Bobby. I'm sorry, Bobby. Bobby, thank you for the $10. Bobby bought us the coffee beans.
Bobby.
He said thank you, Bobby. Sorry about that, Bobby. I really appreciate that. Again, sorry about that. Obviously I need coffee. But I appreciate it, Bobby. Thank you so much for the $10. We probably do need coffee beans. I need to focus a little bit more here, see what's going on here. I think I've already lost his signal. I got thanks for the reply. Am I looking at that right? He said thanks for reply, and that's it. I guess maybe the signal just kind of went away. Is that one of you all there in the chat? Yes, lack of coffee does make me confused. It makes me irritable and confused. I'm gonna move over here and try that again. I kind of want to look up his call sign. Let's look up his cute call sign here. Not much to it. Not a cure Z anyways. Caffeine deficiency, it's the worst thing ever. Especially for a caffeine addict. And especially when there's no more cold brew. Alright, somebody's trying to reply, but if it's one of you all, if you might want to kick up your signal just a little bit. This is the same guy here. Let's see what happens. See if we're able to make that contact. Yeah, I hope you can catch the live streams too. I know, you know, I usually do it every Sunday at 7, but I know that doesn't work with everybody. They are uploaded to my YouTube channel, so I know it's not as fun watching them back, but they're there. You know, I don't know who wants to go watch an hour and a half video, but I think sometimes it shows the chat and stuff, so yeah, it's not very engaging that way. But yeah, if you can catch it, we'll be here every Sunday at 7, and I hope you can. It's nice to see. It's nice to see everybody come back every week. RST, I get copy. Bruce West Jordan. Is it from Florida? I guess his grid there is Delta November 40 Alpha Papa. I'm just doing the macro thing. I don't know. Ham radio's got so many weird oddities and stuff. I'm already socially awkward. But I can never tell what's appropriate. But when it's come to PSK31, it's kind of like you have to judge if somebody's just here to make contacts. So he sent me his, I sent him my macro, he sent me his macro, I'll send him my 73, and I hope that wasn't rude of me. I hope it's not rude of me. I guess it's hard to gauge the individual. I don't know if he's sending me a macro back or not. But let me see if I might have them in my call book now. No. I don't even think he's saying anything back. I must have. Oh, there we go. Oh, I've screwed up somehow here. Okay, is it already in the logbook? Sometimes it's funny like that. Sometimes it works. Sometimes it doesn't. Let him know welcome to YouTube and to check out your channel. I walk a fine line. I don't like to, over the radio, I don't usually like to tell people about my YouTube channel. Honestly, I'm weird about telling people about my YouTube channel out of the blue anyways, because I feel like I'm just trying to plug my YouTube or just trying to get more views or whatever. Like, I don't know, I'm kind of weird about it. I do have my YouTube channel on my QSL cards. So if people send me QSL cards, they'll get a QSL card back, and it has my little YouTube link on it so people can see it. But yeah, it's kind of awkward for me in conversation to just engage and say, hey, check out my YouTube channel. I like people to see my YouTube channel, and I think it helps people, but I'm just kind of weird, I guess. I feel like every time I try to tell somebody about it without context, I'm just kind of selflessly promoting myself. I'm a weirdo. But it looks like we're coming up on an hour. Really good stream tonight for contacts. I think I've made 5 contacts tonight while streaming, so that's pretty good. Usually it doesn't happen like that. And I'm tired. I think I'm gonna go probably buy a coffee pot, get ready for tomorrow. But yeah, it's a really good stream. I'm glad, even though we had to reschedule, I'm glad we had some familiar faces here show up. And I really appreciate the donations there, Bobby, Macbeth. That's really cool. I'm kind of cheap when it comes to stuff, but now I'll go buy a coffee pot. So I really appreciate that. And I want to thank everybody for tuning in here. And you know, things are getting kind of crazy out in the world right now. So just, you know, be kind to everybody and stay safe. And I really hope to see everybody here this coming Sunday at 7. And I really hope I can get an ISS video out on Friday. If it's not an ISS video, it will be something good. But yeah, once again, thank you everybody for joining the stream tonight and bearing with me in my coffee